Hi everyone, welcome to Excel Always, and we'll continue on part two of top 10 must know basic Excel formulas. So we stopped last time at percentage. We're going to now continue from minimum, maximum, count, and sorting. So let's quickly move on to doing it ourselves and finding out how it would all appear. So in terms of minimum, if you all remember, and do feel free to go back and check out my part one video where you have answers to all of these and all these formulas where arrived at, and some of these to dos, so just to make it more interesting for us to, as part of our learning, instead of just learning the formula, we just kind of try to solve these as well. So let's move on now to a minimum. So it's very, very simple. You will do a min, okay, and then you will do open bracket, and then you will select the range from where you would like to identify the minimum value for. So it's a very fun formula. When I first learned it the first time, minimum maximum were the most fun formula to kind of work on. Sometimes I used to have long list of numbers and I would just do min and then open bracket and select the entire range of like maybe 100, 200 numbers, and I would know exactly what the minimum value is, and same with maximum value as well. Okay, let's quickly copy paste the formula here onto the next column, and we see it is a very, very simple, useful one, easy to remember as well. It's more like the first three letters of minimum and first three letters of maximum. That's what we would be using now for max. So it's max for maximum. We'll use the same range from D6 to D9 cell references, and we'll close bracket and hit enter. And we know now what the minimum value of minimum value and what the maximum values are for this given set of data points that we have, which are nothing but unit prices from 10 to 20 that we see here. So it's 10, 40, 30, and 20. So we know the minimum value is 10 and the maximum is 40. Let's move on to count. Let's do a count. It's again very, very simple. You will do equals count and you will do open bracket. Here we are looking at counting total number of items. So items is in this column. So let's do count open bracket, and then we will select all of these four cells, and then we'll do close bracket. See, just notice what the response is going to be. So there's something which you're going to learn, because it's going to throw out a error number, or a error represented number here, which is 0. So we don't want 0 because we know just by the look of it that we have four items here. Just because all of these items here are characters or alphabets, it's not reading them as numbers. So if you were to apply the same count formula, equals count open bracket, and if you were to do it for units, it would identify it as four set of numbers being there. It will count 4. It will throw out 4 as a response here. But because you were looking at just the alphabets earlier, it was not throwing out 4, but it was throwing out 0. So that's no problem. So we'll kind of do both count and what's the alternative for a count, for us to count the alphabets. We're going to learn that as well. So let's do both and let's list it down. So the first one is equals count and then open bracket, and we did open bracket, and then we did the range, and it did count 4 for numbers. So what if it was just alphabets? We wanted to count the items here. Then we would use instead count if. We would use count if, and here we'll select the range. After selecting the range, we would do asterisk. We will do asterisk in double quotes. That's because, so what asterisk is going to do is it's going to, what asterisk is going to do is it's going to Oh, okay. So I know where the error is. So it's good that we're kind of learning this even as we learning these formula. It's good for us to go through this kind of grind. So if you notice, I had selected C column instead of B column. That's the reason we had that error showing up. So I'm going to go back and select column B, B6 to B9. Okay, let me do it again. B6 to B9, and um, I'm going to have asterisk, and that will be within double quotes. So when I have this, what I'm saying is count, even if there are alphabets, count everything and then throw out a result. And that's how we have counted, and then we have a result being thrown out. So let's quickly copy this formula and paste it here under this. So we have another set of formula here. We have two formulas. One is count if it is just numbers, countif, and we use the range, comma, double quotes, and then we have asterisks just to count all the alphabets. Now let's do ascending, descending. If you notice here, you have 10, 40, 30, and 20, which means it is not sorted in ascending or in descending order. So let's do a sort. So if we were to just copy this, let's copy just this and not too complicated, so it'll be easy for you guys to learn. Um, so let's do a copy of just the unit price and let's paste it over here. You also have the header copied along with it. So let's do a sort. For you to do a sort, all you do is just highlight the entire column that we're looking at, including the header, and then you go and do data sort. So here you'll be doing a sort. Let's do, for sake of ease, let's do A to Z, which is ascending order. So it just sorts it in ascending order. You just need to click on A to Z. If it is descending, you just do the reverse, which is Z to A. So can you see now it's 10, 20, 30, 40, which is in ascending order. All I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same references, same highlight. So you have still the same columns and 4 rows which are highlighted here with the header. And I'm going to do a Z to A, which is descending order. So which is 40, 30, 20, and 10. So how is it done? It's just by highlighting, and we'll just not update anything here, but instead we're going to just list the way we did it. We'll just go to data tab, and then use a to we will use A to Z here. We will use A to Z, and we will use the reverse for the next one. We will use Z to A. So isn't it easy? It's very easy. So that's everything. So I think we covered all the most basic Excel formulas. So do feel free to comment and ask questions if you have any questions. So like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you all in the next video then. Bye.